Welcome back to Turn Up, Bear Down. We are here for a special Super Bowl edition that unfortunately the Chicago Bears will not be playing in. And we have Matt Jansen back with us, the head baseball coach of St. Joe Lafayette High School. How are you doing today?
Let's go. Superbowl Sunday. Doing good, man. Doing good. Kind of an interesting matchup in the Super Bowl.
I'm excited. Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
we did beat the Bengals, so we'll throw that out there as just and we played with the Rams for about 5 minutes. So
Hey, get this. Get this. Week one at Los Angeles Rams opening SoFi Stadium to a full audience because of COVID.
didn't we score a touchdown or did we kick a field goal?
Um,
We threw a pick, didn't we?
yeah, we threw a red zone interception after David Montgomery almost ran a touchdown like 40 yards, and then, gosh, I'm pretty sure this is right. We played the Bengals week 2, right?
I don't know if it was week 2. I thought it was 3 or 4. I was driving back from a wedding and was just loving the pick sixes in that game. Like Joe
We
Burrow handed us the game 3 times.
Yeah, for people who are not Bears fans, we picked off Joe Burrow on 3 passes consecutively. That does not happen. That's amazing. I can't believe that. And Justin Fields beat Joe Burrow head to head. So, quite
Yeah.
quite a start. But we're going to talk a little bit about the Bears. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl, and we got some fun predictions as well. So, we're excited. Let's get rolling with this as we celebrate the last week, unfortunately. I can't believe it's the last week of the NFL. Like, I'm going to be sad for a little while. What about you?
Yeah, it's over, but here comes baseball season, so get excited about that. The MLB after they keep fighting with the players and trying to take more from the players.
Yeah,
I'll come to an agreement when it gets hotter, closer to March, into March, and we'll have baseball. But yeah,
for
we'll
sure.
have baseball. Lafayette, we'll have baseball. Looking forward to another fun year.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. So, opening thoughts. The Bears have made some big hires. Gone is Matt Nagy. We haven't actually been able to share this on air, but Nagy is no longer going to be there. Um, yeah, we had a celebration that Monday, and I wore my Lucky Bears shirt, the one that when I wore, we beat the Seahawks. Um, and yeah, it was a good time, and Nagy is gone, which means that Matt Eberflus, the Colts defensive coordinator, will be the new Bears coach. So we're going back to a defensive coach. And Ryan Pace is also no longer with us. Now we have Ryan Poles that we've hired away from the Chiefs. So big hires. What is your take on those? I was not super excited about the hires at first, but I also don't want to be that negative Bears fan anymore. So yeah, it's a new start, a new direction, and hopefully these guys can get the best out of the current roster and develop a better roster going forward. So what are your thoughts on the state of the franchise?
Um, I like the polls. I like the polls hire. I've heard nothing but good things from Chiefs fans, and just um, if you just look back on some of the things they've done, I know we talk about Matt Nagy, but that's just the quarterback's coach that gets turned into an offensive coordinator. A small percentage of that team. Um, so, and you know what, Matt Eberflus did a great job over in Indy. Um, I like what he's about. I think we're going to go back to a 4-3, which I actually, with you know, whether we keep Akeem Hicks or not, I still think we have a really good front six. So front seven. We'll see about that, but um, he likes a lot of the same things that as far as like the peanut punch, pressure that way, and some of the things they like to do schematically. But just interesting to see. Honestly, Eberflus was on my list of like people I would have been okay with, so I was fine with it.
Mm,
I was actually would have been happy with Doug Peterson as well, or Josh McDaniels at this point, just because I just believe that the offense is the one that we really need again to emphasize.
For sure.
But what I like Poles that he did, he brings in a defensive head coach, but boom, right away brings in Luke Getsy from our enemy, the Green Bay Packers.
There we go.
Hopefully it takes a piece of Matt LaFleur's offense, which has been awesome under Aaron Rodgers, and we're maybe bringing a couple Packer players with us slowly throughout the next couple of years. Honestly, I can't say you can only go up from here because you can't promise that. But as long as we're not running curls, and Scott, if you and I don't know the play before it happens, it's probably a good thing. So
yeah, just that notification. If you're watching this show and it's airing today, just remember, everyone, that Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so that's our notification. Yeah, and what a move for Poles to come in, hire a couple coaches, and one of those coaches to hire away Aaron Rodgers, quarterbacks coach. Though, how much does Aaron Rodgers really need a quarterbacks coach this way or at this point in his career is debatable, as he won the MVP as well. But yeah,
there's no way after the way that Bears fans have been trained to hate Aaron Rodgers. There's just no way he could possibly come to Chicago. We could rule the Bears out. Even if we didn't have Justin Fields, we could still rule the Bears out.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm excited for Fields. I'm gonna let go of some of the bad things that happened when he played this year, but I mean, the run against the 49ers on fourth down, that was incredible. That was what we're looking for. The game he had against the Steelers in the second half was unreal. So he has the ability, and hopefully we have an actual offense. Okay, let's talk about some departures and arrivals. So we can also kind of talk about who comes or who stays and who maybe comes in. But does Andy Dalton play for the Bears next year?
I don't. He shouldn't. You should let him and Foles both go, and I think you should find a cheaper backup quarterback, and then either draft or sign a third string and develop.
Yeah.
And that way you cut what, almost probably $15 million, more than that, $20 million, just right there off next year's salary that you can use in other places, because that's exactly what we need.
I like it.
Just real quickly, I want to touch on it before we move past it. Two new coordinators, which I'm just curious to see how successful they are. Tyke Tolbert, passing game coordinator, and receivers coach. He's got experience in the NFL. He was the receiving coach with the Giants. He's the passing game coordinator. So again, we really haven't had a problem running the ball in Chicago. It's been the passing. So that's the name that I'm looking at. Between Getsy and Tyke Tolbert, those are two names that have to be impactful, and we have to have an actual scheme that fits our players, not just a scheme that our players need to fit.
For sure. Preaching to the choir. And
the last thing real quick, Scott. I'm taking over.
All right.
Scotty.
It's okay.
Alan Williams, Sean Desai, I saw got hired by somebody else. I forget what team he got hired by because I could care less. But Alan Williams, how was he going to do this year as the new defensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears? Obviously comes over with Eberflus, was a secondaries coach. So what's he like? Is there going to be how is the defense going to be impacted by him now being in that position? So
for sure,
just really for us, I know we have to bring in some players, but the coaching staff itself too has a lot to prove. Quite frankly, so kind of where do they fit moving forward? As you get into it, it's all about offense. The defense is okay, even losing a few pieces if you just either sign some nice veterans, that second wave, that second tier, or you find them in the draft, whatever. And I think we're in a position we need to probably go best player available.
Yeah.
But the secondary, corner, safety, receiver, offensive lineman, 4 categories that we're going for.
Yeah.
Maybe a quarterback if you have a 7th round or something, or a 6th round and you're sitting there.
Yeah. I agree.
If those other two, then you bring in someone like that as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
we've never really done that. If you look at it with another young quarterback, we've always had a young quarterback with an old one. Cutler was normally with, he was with younger guys that would moved on to be good, i.e. Kyle Orton. But yeah, just some holes to fill. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, no, I mean you pretty much said it all.
Sorry.
Departures and arrivals, the big ones though that weren't mentioned, like is Allen Robinson going to be a Bear next year? I would think
No,
probably
get him out.
not. However, I saw some stuff, and you might have seen it as well, that he and Matt Nagy weren't like even talking. He was so upset, and like it did feel like there was some weird things going on there. Like he is much more productive wide receiver than he was this year. It kind of felt like for some reason he wasn't necessarily included in the offense. You obviously got Mooney stepping up, Jakeem Grant, maybe bring him back. Hopefully, I don't remember if he's under contract or not for the next year, but you're gonna have to develop some more receivers. Um, Jimmy Graham, like he needs to be gone, and then the secondary needs a lot of help. Um, in my opinion. The rest of the defense isn't so bad, and we already talked earlier. If you can maybe bring Akeem Hicks back, the guy is just like not just a force inside, but he's like kind of the heart of the team. You feel like the game is different when he's out there. So that's a lot about the Bears. We could go on and on, but today is Super Bowl Sunday. So at this time, you
Wait,
have
hold on one
some.
second. Scotty, you're moving too fast for me today, man.
Man,
We got a lot to talk about.
I'm older. I'm getting older, so we're running it. We're running it back.
Today, so if you'll reach out to him on social media and wish him a happy birthday, that would be very kind of you. Hey, just looking before you want to move on, all right?
Yeah.
Because all of our fans love our banter about our Bears. We'll get to the Super Bowl. I have some great fantasy and player props for our viewers out there.
Ooh.
Looking at some free agents that we could possibly bring in. If you want to fix the lineup, why not bring in Jason Kelsey for like a 2-year deal? He could ride his career out there, holding the middle down. Anthony Barr, if you're moving to a 4-3, is in my opinion a nice, strong side linebacker to use. I think that's what he was, or he might have been a middle linebacker. But figuring out what your backer trio is going to be. How about bringing back Kyle Fuller?
Oh,
why not?
I'm all
There's
for
a
that.
new regime there.
I'm all for that.
For the defense.
Yep. And he's not. Fangio got fired from the Broncos, so he probably doesn't want to stay in Denver. Anyway.
No. So he's And the last one maybe, and just if you can't get all 4 of these people, but if you don't get the other ones, maybe you can find a good deal for T.Y. Hilton to fit in your offense.
Yep. Any Colts players that want to jump ship, join. Well, they're not jumping ship because Frank Reich's there, but
yeah, they're not. But
if you want to come to the Bears, by all means.
So if he's able to have an offseason, get healthy, you're not expecting him to necessarily play every game, but even if you get him for 10 to 12 games, for relatively like $4 to $5 million a year for a year or two, I feel like that's fair. Who else is out there? Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, I hear the Chiefs might be interested in him actually.
You don't want AJ Green, I can tell you that, but
I have an idea of a guy too. Could maybe change the franchise. Dare I say it? You bring back Mitchell Trubisky.
Why?
Backup quarterback, fresh start. And honestly, at this point, he doesn't have to do anything but be a backup quarterback. He's not worse than Foles. He's not worse than Dalton at this point.
Coming back ever again, dude. Are you serious? Are you gonna fanboy him right now?
Nah, that would probably create chaos. But I saw a lot of people on a Bleacher Report calling to bring back Trubisky for like $2 million. I mean, that would be a really cheap backup. But
hey, what about us getting Xavier Rhodes low key down on this list?
I would
he only made $0.7 million last year, so you signed him for relatively around that.
Yeah, I would take him. I would take him.
Put him with Jalen, and then you bring in some more competition. I mean, you got Thomas Graham and Vildor in the slot.
Yeah,
dude, that's not bad. Anyways, hey, we can move on to the Super Bowl, but Just something to think about, Bears fans. If you guys think of anybody, go ahead and comment below. If you think of any other free agents that we didn't mention, for
Yeah.
sure, help us out.
I'm gonna get roasted for saying Trubisky's name.
No one's gonna say anything about Trubisky because, quite frankly,
Dude,
just
I had the perfect.
He's not coming back here, bro.
This would have been the perfect thing though. If the Bills would have made the Super Bowl, let's say Josh Allen got hurt in like the first half, Trubisky comes in and throws 3 touchdowns and wins Super Bowl MVP. That would have been so funny. But anyway, let's talk about predictions of this year's Super Bowl. Yeah. So
13 seconds was not anything. Get it?
Yeah. So what predictions are you going with? You were talking to me. We talked earlier and yesterday even about different predictions in regards to the Super Bowl. Not even necessarily the football game itself, but the people performing, other things going on of that nature. So what do we got?
Well, Scott, I have 28-24 Rams. My boy, shout out to my boy Zach Kincaid out there, works for the Rams. 28-24 Rams. I like Von Miller getting 2 sacks. That's a nice prop out there. Blanton to get 4 catches, just needs 3.5. Matt Stafford to run for 5.5 yards, guys. In the playoffs, he's ran more. All he needs is one scramble to get that. So that can be checked off. And I'm thinking Tyler Boyd scores. I think he's going to catch a touchdown. They throw to him a lot in the red zone. He's actually the most targeted receiver for the Bengals in the red zone. So nice little stat there. Those are my picks. I think Rams win by 4. Late touchdown by Stafford to win it. So what do you got, Scotty?
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about like stuff at the halftime show and all the other things you mentioned that you can bet on Bleacher Report or whatever. But it's all good. I'm gonna hold off on my pick for a minute because we had this slide just about like predictions of that nature. Like there's one about how long we think.
Over 93 seconds, everybody. The national anthem will go over 93 seconds. I can tell you that. Just put that out there.
Is this really the world we live in though, where like people are betting on how long the national anthem's gonna take? I mean,
they're going to tell her to slow down. She's going over 93. I'm going to go as she's at 95.
Do you realize like how crazy it is that Mickey Guyton is the name of the singer? Never heard of one of her songs. She's a country singer. Do you realize like the amount of like social media posts and probably texts and stuff she's getting that people are like, look, I have a lot of money riding on you dragging out the national anthem. Like that's hilarious to think about that this is what is going on. Like sports betting has really taken over our world.
You can see like what commercial is going to be first, what type of commercial, what the coin toss is going to be, what's the outcome, touchback or not. That's a big one. 20 out of 26 of the last 28 Super Bowls, the opening kickoff has been returned. So
yeah, I can remember a certain
better odds if it's on the touchback right now. I don't know. Matt Gay's home park. I feel like he can. I know they say the ball's different, but dude's got a strong leg, so that would be one if you want to get in on. But yeah, like I said, I think confetti Rams, and then I also think, to your point, Scott, the Gatorade in that bath is going to be red, so that's another one you could bet on.
Really? Why would it be red Gatorade?
It is. A lot of people are going with orange, but I'm going red, baby.
Why would it be red?
It's just I know. I mean,
you don't think the Rams will have like blue Gatorade?
You know what? Just going red. It's just my experience. I think that's what it's going to be normally for these games. You got to get the red fruit punch for these games.
Yeah, I have a crazy thought right now. Now that we're really breaking down all the other components of the game, is this Gatorade actually colored? Is this actually the Gatorade they're drinking, or do you think they bring in special Gatorade just for?
You know what? I'm going yellow. It's freaking yellow.
Yeah, it's got to be yellow. It's lemon lime Gatorade is going to be the championship Gatorade that is spilled and it's
It's going to
gonna.
be yellow, but if it's red, you heard it here first. So,
Do you
anyways,
think Sean McVay will get a sneak
who's going to be
attack, or do you
the
think he'll
MVP?
see it coming?
Dude, what it could be? What if it's like Von Miller? What if it's probably Matt Stafford?
Cooper Cup's gonna get MVP, but
Dude, I'm not going to smother Cooper Cup. That's why you got to go the other way. But
yeah, Cooper Cup might be like my favorite NFL player at the present moment, especially since the Bears aren't playing. He is awesome. But Jamar Chase is also really great. Okay.
yeah,
We are going to man, I keep getting all these stupid notifications. I need to turn my calendar off. We're gonna talk about some of the keys to the game because that's what we do here at Turn Up Bear Down. So for me, I've listed these out. We can talk about them for a few minutes, and then we can go into my prediction for the game. But protect Joe Burrow. That is an issue for the Bengals. It has been all postseason. It has been all season. Um, I really hope that he plays the entire game. Like this day, what did I just say there? This Rams defensive line is legit. They went and got Von Miller. They already had Aaron Donald. They have a former Bear and Leonard Floyd, but these guys get after the quarterback. I hope that Burrow at least like has a chance to play the whole game and he doesn't get knocked out. I want this to be a good game. Like
for sure.
if it's a
Everybody
Super
does.
Bowl,
Yeah,
like I want to see a good game. I don't want to see 13-3 Patriots over Rams. I guess if I'm a Bears fan, I do want to see 46-10, or if I'm a Seahawks fan, I want to see 43-8. But we want to see a good game. Jamar Chase has been amazing. Like one other than Cooper Cup, one guy that's so fun to watch is Jamar Chase. So if he can go wild, that's definitely gonna help the Bengals win. And then can they keep Cup in check is what I'm going with because he seems to be the guy that really does make the change for the Rams. Um, and so those are the things I'm looking for the Bengals. For the Rams, first of all, this is crazy that back to
I
back
can take this
years.
one, Scott. I can take this one, baby. We got
Oh,
Stafford and Cup. Hey,
there you go. You got
most
it.
productive tandem in the league, correct? Most
Yep.
productive tandem in the league. Stole that one from Scott. I don't know, actually from Raji. Really, one of the biggest factors is their D line versus the Bengals O line. So
Yeah.
that goes with Burrow and time and pressure. Excuse me. And that also goes for in the running game with Mixon, P. Ryan, all that stuff. McVay effect. Um, you know, supposedly one of the sharpest minds in the NFL, and I would agree. Really the other thing is, can they run the ball? At least the Rams. If they can run the ball, then they can limit the amount of time the Bengals have on offense. But more importantly, if the Rams offense has one or less turnover, I think they win the game. I think that's the biggest thing because Cincy's defense really isn't that good. It's just capitalize on turnovers throughout this postseason run.
Yeah.
They have a lot of points. They haven't allowed the big one yet, and they've gotten turnovers. So
For sure.
That Chiefs game, et cetera, et cetera. So those are the two biggest things: the turnover differential, and then again that D line, O line for the Rams versus the Bengals.
Yeah, I think that. So there for a while, like everybody thought Sean McVay was, just so amazing and everything, and then Matt Nagy, dare I say it, took the Bears to 12-4 record, and they're like, "Oh, he's the next Sean McVay." Well, obviously that's not true. Um, and but Sean McVay is like the real deal, and now that Jared Goff is playing for the Lions and they got Matthew Stafford playing in LA, you can clearly see the difference. And honestly, like while we are talking about that movement of Stafford and Goff, like I'm really excited for Matthew Stafford, like to be successful. It's been fun to watch him have success because, we play the Lions twice a year and usually we would get an easy victory, though he did get us a few times, but you knew that Stafford was not the problem. He was always a solid
Right.
quarterback for the Lions. And so I've really enjoyed getting to see him get his due, essentially. So,
Yeah, and you know what? Like, there was a point where it didn't look good. They had some people banged up and
yeah.
injured and
Yep.
turning the ball over, and there were a lot of doubts this year that they wouldn't even be at this point. So even getting Von Miller.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's crazy. At one point, they were maybe not even going to win their division. The Cardinals were, and then the Cardinals became like the most forgettable team of the year.
I
And
mean, just look at last week. I mean, or 2 weeks ago, and if the Rams have to play the Packers win that game. I'm sorry,
probably,
they've
yeah,
done it every week. They've done it every time they play them. They win that game and they're in the Super Bowl. But
yeah.
for what was it, Jimmy Ward to drop that interception from Stafford 2
Mhm.
weeks ago? That honestly could have been again the turning point of them not being in the Super Bowl.
Right, right. And also,
So
while we're on it, I think about these kinds of things because we're Bears fans. But after today, if Matthew Stafford wins the Super Bowl, he will have the same amount of championships as a certain number 12 in Green Bay. Isn't that crazy to think about?
I kind of like it. I kind of rooting for him
No
now.
matter what happens, he has the same amount of
Here's Aaron
NFC.
even going back to Green Bay. Well, that's up for.
Yeah.
We'll bring in.
We'll have to have another cast for that.
Exclusive.
Yeah, we'll go to our man in the ground in
Yeah,
in,
Green Bay source.
in Green Bay. All right, my prediction. I'm going Rams 31, Bengals 26. I'm going to be rooting for a good game. I don't honestly it doesn't matter to me who wins because I'm going to be all right with it either way. Um I don't feel like animosity necessarily towards either team. The Rams haven't won one since the glory days back in the 99 season where the Titans were yards short. Then they were beaten by Vinatieri, and then they were beaten again in that terrible game, what, three years ago? Yeah, when the Patriots beat them. And the Bengals have never won a Super Bowl, so it'll be awesome if they win one. And so that's my prediction 31-26. Again, I hope it's a good game. Should be a lot of fun. May the ads be good. May Snoop Dogg and the halftime show be worthwhile.
Dude, the halftime show is going to be for once awesome. I think.
Yeah.
But you know what, Scott? Let's get your prediction as well. One more prediction.
Yeah.
What type of commercial will be the first Super Bowl commercial after the kickoff? Will it be like alcohol? Will it be just food? Or will it be entertainment?
So,
Or other? You
good,
got another category here.
good question. So do you have to pay more to be the first ad, or is it just a random selection? Because yeah, I don't know. Last year
Honestly,
it was
during
like
the
5 million.
halftime show, being like an ad during the halftime show or before or after it was probably primo.
Yeah, I did learn this is between like 5.1 to 5.3 million dollars to have a 30-second ad last year, so it's probably gone up in price. But that's crazy to think about, like how much it costs for one ad in the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a Bud Light ad. I'll be that specific, and here's why. Like historically, um, Bud Light has had a lot of different ads during the Super Bowl, and like the Sir Knight one and the Dilly Dilly, I think, or whatever it is, like
Yes.
things things that have been, you know, ads that people have talked about. So yeah, I don't know. That would be my prediction. What about you?
I wouldn't mind a little Puppy Monkey Baby rerun.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, dude, I don't know. I'm saying food because I'll be eating food. Got a little. We'll make some wings. Air fry some wings up. Ham and cheese sliders.
Wow. Preaching.
Corn dip.
Oh man, I'm already getting
Yeah,
hungry.
more. What else we got?
This is a great day. It really is.
Oh, little smokies. You got to be eating little smokies. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? A little barbecue sauce on them.
Yeah.
Kicking it.
Super Bowl is like an unofficial American holiday. It really is. You know?
I mean, it pretty much should be. I feel like all work. I mean, everybody should either late start it or just be off.
Yeah. I think that in the future, now that we've pushed this Super Bowl back another week, we just maybe even push it back one more week and make it President's Day.
Yep. Right before
Yeah.
I was about to say.
They fall together in the same time. Everybody can really celebrate and enjoy the Super Bowl. Like, just make it a really fun event.
You know, you're a teacher when you remember President's Day.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, and a history teacher at that. So yeah. Big shout out to Abraham Lincoln. He just had his birthday yesterday, even though he hasn't been with us for 150 some years. 157
So,
years, but yeah. Well, that is
well,
gonna
hey,
do it.
while we're doing
So
while we're doing shout outs, coming soon, got a little Jano hour with DJ MJ. We'll talking baseball. Probably gonna be on Spotify. So
that's gonna be awesome.
you get in
Yeah,
baseball at all, we'll bring you aboard, and maybe you could be the Raji and
yeah.
bring your beard and
Yep.
talking a little ball.
We'll have
Sauce
to
it up.
we'll have
So
to
some
plug that channel. Um.
all
So
about that plan. So if you like
yeah,
this voice, which I know everyone does naturally,
yeah,
come on aboard, and we'd love to have you. So
yeah.
thanks for checking in with us. Hey, wait, Bear Down Nation. We're going to be
Bear
excited to see
down.
what the next couple months look like, and enjoy the Super Bowl, man. Have a couple. Enjoy some time with family. Eat it up, whatever you're eating. Uh, and so, hey, turn up and bear down. We'll be back next year, but we will have some episodes leading up to the draft and free agency. And I'm doing a really good job of promo here. Scott's getting jealous.
Build it up. Build it up. Yeah, no, we will be back. We're gonna try to make it more regular because our growing amount of subscribers. We've actually already grown in like 15 to 20 subscribers this year alone. We haven't had a video in a month, so that's not the subscribers is good. The video's not, and we're rambling now. But look, it is Super Bowl Sunday. I tell all my students, I tell everybody I know, like, you got to watch the Super Bowl. This is a great event. Enjoy it. Have a good time. We'll see you next week. Bears fans, the future is bright. We got Justin Fields. We got a new coach. Have a great day, and we'll see you later.